It's in here. What do we do first? This guy? No, I need the other one. Alright, so Pac-Mania. I know these are not the splits for Pac-Mania, but I'll make it. Oh wow. You play enough, and I guess you have to... You gotta clean out your controller more. Jeez Louise. I have 5 dead skin. The edge of this controller is all gross. Not everywhere, just around the button that you hold down the whole time. Alright, so we're gonna do... Oops. We're gonna do a little bit of this. Alright, so Pac-Mania, there are 4 different boards to this game. And make sure we're actually live. Fantastic. I'm all set and do actually go see the screen. Great. So this one, it's Pac-Man in 3D, isometric land, and of course they decided that we need to be able to jump, right? We have to use the 3D space, and we'll be using the jump as much and as little as we want, because of course it's Pac-Man, we're going through a grid. The most efficient use of our time is going to be always, it's sort of like coffee is for closers, like always be eating dots. Anytime we're not eating dots, we're losing time. Went the wrong way there, so it's a little bit messed up. That's okay. In theory, you can full minute this entire game. It gets a little bit hairy after the first loop though, because the game goes a lot faster and starts to lag, and there's not a whole ton of interest in this game, and it's optimized kind of enough. Like, I don't have some crazy code that can go through and run the game 100,000 times to find the perfect setup. But we definitely have some good stuff for most of the game. So, this game also adds a different flavor of power-ups that you don't see in your regular Pac-Man, the first couple Pac-Man games. This is Miss Pac-Man. Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man. And there's, of course, the fruits and the multiplying score you get from eating the ghosts when they're under the power pill. But we also have dots. I guess other power pills? I don't even know, man. But the green dot clearly makes us go really fast. And there's kind of a weird thing that happens in this game for whatever reason. Whoops. The speed up from the green dot doesn't go away as long as you don't let a power pill where they all turn blue expire. I don't know why they made that decision. I don't know if it's a code error. I have no idea. But basically, in order to get a fast time, all these levels in the first loop that are rather slow, you need to get that, and you need to... This could be bad. Forgot we do a swag jump here. Should be okay. Yeah, it's a little bit off time. But yeah, so it doesn't elapse. But of course, as we go through each level, the amount of time that you get on a power pill for the ghost to be blue becomes less and less, and we don't want our speed to actually reset. Okay, you can stop. And of course, if we get bopped, if we get touched by a ghost, we will lose the power up. The power-ups spawn, it's the exact same power-ups every single time. There's no known way to change them, the fruit and everything. It's based on the percentage of percentage or number of dots that you've cleared on the level. And even on the same boards, it changes. So like we saw in that one, like one of them it appears early, one of them it appears late. This one in particular, I don't really know what I did here, but we're just going to do this now. We do need that dot. Okay, we got it. Kind of messed this up, but we're still safe, so we're good. You see, the first level of each of these, we have a good amount of time. Oh, we lost it, but it's worth the level. Okay, I broke my patterns. If you break the pattern, it kind of all gets messed up. This one, the green dot's going to appear very shortly. There's another power-up in this game, and it multiplies your score crazy, and it also gives you a temporary power pill. But it gives you basically a score like 4x, it either doubles or triples, or like squares your score for picking up ghosts until you get popped. The power pill that it gives you is always a very, very short-term one. But the one thing that people don't know about Pac-Man is that when you get a power pill, this is all messed up. When you get a power pill, all of the ghosts immediately change direction. Even on like the original Pac-Man, if you were to go to the 9th key and beyond, where the ghosts don't have any they don't turn blue anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. And they don't turn blue, but they still turn around. And you'll notice that the ghosts in Pac-Man follow a couple specific rules, and they apply in this game as well. Oops, it was not the way to go. I've completely gone away from the pattern. So you can jump the green guys, but it requires a little bit of... you have to basically get them across at the apex. But yeah, so they just turn around, but you'll notice that in Pac-Man... Oh goodness, he got me. The ghosts always will move forward, not just towards you, but like they have their own AI patterns. But the key thing to notice, like this one has these long winding pathways. They can't just about face and like turn around. They always have. They walk to a corner and they decide what to do at that corner. There's two exceptions to that. One is picking up a power pill, and the other is there is a time component that happens during the game. At the start of every level, a timer starts, and depending on what Pac-Man game you're playing or whatever they decided to set it as, the ones for original Pac-Man are very well known, and they do exist for this game, as I never actually really had to time them out. But it's like, let's say after 5 seconds at the start of a level, 10 seconds, and 20 seconds, all of the ghosts will completely forget what they're doing, and they will turn around. They will literally turn around. So you ever played a Pac-Man game, and it's like, oh man, you're getting chased, or you're trying to duck and dodge them, and like all of a sudden one of them just walks right into you. It's like, how do they turn around? It's like, no, they're literally programmed to just randomly turn around. There's no intelligence to it. It's just you have to, if it hasn't happened for a while, you just need to be ready. The green ones tend to not follow you directly. They will sort of find a nearby. They'll take like the breath first search. They'll try to catch it from the side, basically. So sort of the easiest way for new players to get caught is the green ones. Oh, we got a whole mess here. I went way off the pattern, so now we're just kind of making sure we don't lose. So the purple one eventually starts to go way faster than you do, of course. And the other ones slowly get there, but they don't really get faster than you. It's really the purple one, and you see how fast he is. He's so much faster that no one else matters. The jumpers, because you can't easily jump over them. So that's the first loop. And now we come back and they basically said, alright, you're going to get everything with different colors now. And we're also going to make you do every level 3 times. The game has... Strange for a Pac-Man game, there is a very... This is what the red one does. It turns out it just makes them all timber. And that one always, it's always the same, just the same time length for whatever reason. It doesn't become less. This game in particular, it's made by Namco, and I guess 7650 is a number. And it also, apparently in kanji, it looks very similar to the Namco logo. So that's why 7650 is the maximum you can get for like chomping down ghosts and the fruits in this game. And unlike other, they've riddled this game with other properties. Like there's the Galaga ships are in here. It's just Galaga ships, and some other weird desserts and things. This game does buffer inputs in between levels, so you just basically hold down A to get the, you know, it kind of looks like the screen fades in and out, or like I'm pressing something, but I'm really not. I'm just holding it down. The first loop, the level transitions, oh, you get that. Also, until we get to level 3, just clean this up. I saw a good path without any ghosts. You also notice on second loop, we basically have permanent green dot. And if we get another green dot, we basically get like even more speed. These first 6 boards are, I wouldn't say easy, it's finding a really nice pattern that doesn't waste a lot of time. But it's largely, you see how quickly the purple guy is. No matter what you're doing, you frequently have to kind of watch out for him. One strategy you can use is that they still do all their stuff off screen. But if the purple guy is like way far away, just burning a power pill just to keep him that way isn't necessarily a bad decision, because he'll just continue to go around. We jump over that guy to not waste the time. This level, we get a green dot very early. Which is kind of dumb, because we can't really do anything we want to. You see the lag there. We go so fast that the dot pickup kind of gets messed up. The game seems to be trying to catch up with your sprite. Don't ask me why that happens. It's just the game does go to flicker and lag if all of the ghosts manage to go on screen. I don't think the game actually like slows down, but it does become kind of hard to keep up with it because it seems to like cut frames or not do all the animations at once. Which is, I think, why that falls behind. I'm not really sure. It doesn't usually happen too much. As you might imagine, many of the levels we're trying to not have anything on screen near us most of the time. But sometimes they all kind of corral themselves together like that. And see, we're so fast right now, we can just get away from all of them. We're near the end of the level, so I'm just going to burn it. Unfortunately, because the power pills don't last as long. Alright. And so that's those first boards. Now we're back to these ice pyramids. I'm not really sure. This is really the worst level in the game. Because these little cubby holes are so, like, all the little corridors have turnarounds very, very quickly. So our best bet to deal with enemies is to basically get rid of them just like that. I could jump that green, I just decided not to. There are green dots on this level. It's just that they're typically not going to be crazy good for us. They're not as good as the previous level. Just kind of getting purple out of the way here. Yeah, we'll eat them. Another weird thing about this game is if you manage to get bopped on the same frame as you picking up the last dot, beating the level takes precedence. Which, oops, I just kind of ate my input there. You'll see now the last ghost that can spawn is the black ghost, which is the same thing as the green ghost, but they appear to jump slightly higher than the green. They're also a bit faster. They tend to not get in the way as much as the green ones do, and I think it's just because the green ones, with the way that they're programmed for which directions they decide to kind of try to surround you. Whereas the black ones, I don't know if it's just random or what. The best sort of situation you can end up in, if you're just kind of playing casually, is for the green one, the green guys to basically end up in a pair, because then you don't have two, like, you know, they each take one side, right? Left, right, and then center, and then so if you got purple, you're trying to jump, you can't. That. They're both kind of in bad locations. We'll just eat the... See, purple's just on your tail like the rest of the game. It's just really mean. Ah, we're gonna get eaten, aren't we? Well, there's your 7650. Ah, yeah, let's just reset. That got messed up pretty bad. One of the tricks of this game is at this part of the level, like the easiest thing to clean up on a level is the stuff on the bottom, of course. Anything that's near the corral where the ghosts spawn, you have to kind of do some manipulation of the ghosts. Oh goodness, who's hosting me? Ah! Who's hosting? Who's that? Hey, Asper. We're getting in some practice for a marathon this weekend. It's going to be a short stream. Ish short stream. But we're doing, it's going to be on Junkyard Dave's channel, Friday through Sunday. Currently I'm slated for Sunday. We're doing this game, Pac-Mania, Bokozuka Wars, and potentially Yonoid, depending on how the schedule kind of plays out. People finishing in front of estimates and things, or people having things happen. So our plan here is to... Oh yeah, for whatever reason, the purple ghost, you saw when we turn, just like in regular Pac-Man, you can kind of round the corners a little bit. But because of how fast purple is at this point, I try not to mess with it. Let's do a more standard start here, kind of cut across. There's a few different starts you can do. It's not, this isn't the best one, but it does work. Let's get rid of purple here. This particular type of level, Jungly Steps, kind of the best way to do this, I feel, is to work in quadrants, because of how big the level is. Oh, we're gonna leave a singleton there. That's really bad for time purposes. Okay, that actually worked out much better than I thought it would. I really don't want to deal with that guy. The green ones, see, it takes a lot of practice to be able to jump the green ones like that, because you're not only... Everything is so fast, you're trying to time both that jump, and that was... I didn't round the corner. We should be okay here. One of the issues in this game, if you're new at it, you can run into, is that if you run out of guys... Oh no, we could be in trouble here. If you run out of guys on a level, there are continues. However, on the continues... Find a safe spot here. There we go, the turnaround got us. You will have to redo that entire board. It'll respawn all of the dots. So you really, if you're going to use a continue, you want to use a continue very early on. And because we lost so many guys, the timing is... Let's just restart this level and finish. Just for good old time's sake. Something gets messed up with the manipulation. See, he's kind of like turning very early, and he's not supposed to do that. It has something to do with losing dudes and not... Oops. Whoa! Yeah, see, everything is just not on the correct time here. But now we have enough guys who should be able to get to the level pretty easily. Just finish it. Oops. Oh my goodness. This controller is probably getting replaced. It has done so many Super Metroid map randos and has now, between that and Link to the Past, there's so much weird mashing and button hitting that I don't know. It doesn't. There's times where I just don't think it's. I figured that was going to happen. It's not working correctly. But oh well. We lost a lot of guys. This is becoming embarrassing percent. But yeah, you can see. I mean, purple. He gets to you so quickly here, and he's already kind of looping. But there you go. GG's. Once you kind of get stuck, it's easy to just continue to get stuck. All right, Asper. It is not a big 20. It's a retro marathon called Moose. Here's the schedule for it. It's sort of for like weird stuff like this, like games you don't normally get to do places. Like there's even Fortnite in there. Legend of Zelda in there. It's typical. Dr. Mario races. Star Tropics. Mortal Kombat 2. Got Zelda 2. Flintstones. Oh, that's the NES Flintstones one that's worth like $200. Harvest Moon's in here. Three minutes of Harvest Moon. Dick Tracy. I mean, there you go. It's kind of a... They're a cool community, so I figured I'd do the thing. Alright, we need to do Bazooka Warriors now. That wasn't the worst Pac-Mania run ever. It was not. I would be, like... I am not at the capacity to world record another run in a marathon run. If it happens, it happens. But I don't have... My brain is just... There's too many other things going on. I'll be happy with a clean run. And I think it's more important to have like something entertaining and informative as opposed to like just me being silent for 15 minutes. I don't think that's as good for the game. So, all right. So now we go to. I'm required by law to read the intro. None of that is the intro. King Ogreth has put King Surin in a bad spot. Evil King Ogreth has decimated King Surin's military. He turned some of his men into trees and rocks. Now King Surin must gather his remaining troops, which is really just going to be the king, and launch an attack to save his kingdom. So this game has a few different troops. This is your king. If your king walks into anything and loses the combat, it's a coin flip system, but our king starts with 22 because the 0 doesn't matter. Power. And some of the things that we fight have different, like this first guy has 60 or 6, and it basically rolls a weighted coin flip of 29 with 23 and 6. Somebody wins, and they stay on the board. If your king loses, you lose the game immediately. You can walk into trees and such. Is this tree? Walking into trees, and at the end of each level, you'll see them later. There's prisons that you can rescue a bunch of your guys from. There are actually 50 of your guys on the map. There are warriors. Wait, these are knights and warriors, and they can get upgraded as they win combats, just like King does. We're going to do the first loop of this game. It is a completely manip run because the RNG basically works just like Final Fantasy and such. But this game's actually interesting in that it won an award. Could you guess what the award is for? Because it went left instead of going right. There you go. That's what it won the award for. It is also very laggy if you've never played this. It's basically running at 6 FPS. It was on like the X1 Sharp system or something. The game's actually kind of cool. Like if you're into strategy games, it's not really meant to be played like this, which is sort of how it became a meme. Our goal here is to I hope this is right. Alright, cool. And we're hoping to beat it in one loop. We have backup save states should we need them, because between my controller, me, I don't know. We keep getting times where the game just is eating inputs, which it didn't used to do. Or at least feels like that. I don't know, man. Like, they're right there, we just lost. Game's already over. So let's start again! This is the wonderful lose screen that we hopefully only see once, and King Ograth is coming after us. Kind of a dance. He's got a flag, I guess a staff, and he has a very pointy crown, whereas our guy doesn't really have that. Let's see if we can get a better run here. But yeah, basically we try to hold the button every time because the game likes to eat inputs. Did we not get there correctly? We didn't get there correctly. I must have. So we're holding start on power on because that gets us the same RNG. That's why we're on Misan, because as far as we know, it matches what happens on Council. It's the same RNG as on Council. You'll get slightly different RNG on different emulators, but for the moment, not a lot of interest in it, and basically there's just a warning, like, we need people, anyone that's going to submit something, please don't use RetroArch, because we need to be able to, like, confirm that your run actually did the thing. Not that I think anyone would really care that much, but we had a couple people that really got into this game for a little bit, and there's no way on that one to, like video run back the run to make sure that, like, you didn't just fix the memory or something. But no one would ever cheat at this game, not no way, no how. But yes, of course, as you go further, the enemies. I did it again. Oh man, this is gonna be rough. Okay, we need to at least get to the. I don't know why I'm having issues. On my list is to restart my computer prior to this event. There's two different ways to kind of get the manip in. It's to rotate your finger around the controller. You see I'm kind of lifting on some of these. It's nice that we have a combat, so we can kind of just hold to get the spot that we need. It's very hard to kind of move on a dime in this game. You're basically hoping that, like, see, I'm doing it again. Oh my goodness. I forget which game is first, but I'm gonna need a cloth to make sure that there isn't enough sweat on the controller already. In this hot room. But as a backup, just because we don't have a lot of time, we do have a save state we can load that's a little bit further. I'd rather load the save state, like, at least, like, where we were. It's more entertaining. But everyone was super interested when this game, when there was interest in this game, to basically just RNG your way to get a. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is not going well, and I don't know if it's the controller or me. It's probably just me. I'm gonna go with me. We dried off the controller. Wow. I did a 4-mile walk prior to this, so, like, my hands are still shaking because, you know, I need a kidney and all that kind of stuff. But, like, oh my goodness, I think this one's no good too. Yeah, this is bad. Probably won't even continue. No. Wow, am I just not going to be able to do this today? Wow. That's going to be terrible. This would be terrible to have happen. This is the first run that's been an absolute disaster. Like, I at least get to... Wow. Why is the lag, like, all messed up? Alright. Alright. Focus. Mega focus time. Nope, that one's no good either. But this is the Bokozuka Wars experience. You just see you lose. That's no good either. I keep releasing the button, and I don't think that's very good. Because they can get a delay, basically. There you go. if you don't get the press in correctly, yeah, I'm not rotating on the controller very well. So you don't want to release. Oh my goodness. What is happening right now? So this would just be a total disaster on race day. Marathon day. That's right, we submit to marathon runs, full manip runs of games. Why? Why is it all messed up? What is happening? There is a point here, I'm just gonna load the... I keep... I don't know, do I need to plug in the other controller? You would think the left button is the least busted one on my controller. Do I have a backup controller of the same type? Or am I have to use the one that I use for MSR? Because if that's really going to be the case, we should probably switch to it. Alright. Yeah, definitely the hold. What's funny is this is literally the easiest part of the game. What we're gonna do here in a moment's way more complex. Maybe that's what's hurting me. I don't know. All right, so now we go. Because of what we just did here, we're basically gonna be able to avoid this whole mess of enemies. There we go. Gotta find our groove. Alright, so this next section's kind of weird. There's wizards. And we got a delay. I think we're done there. I think we're toast. What I will do is work... Oh my god. We are just going to lose at some point here. But I will show you... Just because this could happen on race day. And I just, you know, it just happened. I will show you what the rest of this level looks like. Normally you go fight this guy here. There's a manip here. This is actually one of the hardest parts of the game. You would basically have to move prior to catching that wall. Then we break through into 300. And this is where we'll load a save state, because this is... Wow. My hand is real... Like, it's actually like the sweat coming out of my hand. It's going on the controller. That is making it so that I keep slipping off the controller. But this is the move that we normally do. Is we're going to go one to the right and then up to the top. And you see we got up 2 there, so now too many of these guys are going to be on the top. And it's going to cause an issue. So we're going to try to go down. And that's also no good. One of the other interesting aspects of this game is that no combat. These guys, you'll notice that they don't actually attack us, okay? The only time combat occurs in this game is when you choose to initiate it, either with your own guys or with... Oh my goodness. Yeah, my hand is too sweaty for this to really work right now. This was a mistake. Well, this could be a short stream. Alright, so we reloaded on the correct manip. You can thank Yogi the Monk for ruining this game for everyone involved by finding this particular manip and then finding a manip through the rest of the game. But definitely put on the list, don't have sweaty hands for trying to do this manip run on a really, really laggy game. So here we're going to go down to, go left to, and then there's a tricky move that's going to happen here. Right here we're going to go up 2, and now we go to Yogi's favorite place, Arizona. And I really hope it was down. It is not down. Maybe it was down. I don't think it was down. Oh my god, this is all messed up. We will try to do it you know, but we're in the wrong spot altogether, so this is probably going to result in a fight. Somehow it didn't. So we may just lose here, but just for the sake of time, we'll just reload a save state at 100 meters. I mean, this could just happen. All it takes is one lag step, and it's just over. But we'll see what happens here. You'll notice that anytime we catch a turn, by the way. Now, what's the best way through here? Jeez. Yeah, we have nothing, so yeah, we're just gonna lose. Alright, let's load the other save state just to get to the end of the game. Glad I have good save states, because those are like the two hardest, most interesting and hardest parts. So here, this area is really, really bad, and this is the best manip I found. Is we go 2 to the right there, because that, basically there's like 3 seconds there where every single fight is a loss. And this guy also tends to not get out of your way. The green guys are actually quite difficult. You'll notice they have 250, and I mean, we talked about there's other units in play. The little guys, the little warriors, even if they're not upgraded, they reduce, when they try to fight them, they reduce the shoguns, I believe is what they're called. They go down to 10, so they only have 1 as a... They're really easy to defeat, basically. This is now messed up. We'll see what happens here at the very end. The good news is there's only like one... Oh, there's too many fights left. There's no way. Have to do 100 meters again. This was a complete and utter disaster. Wow. Alright, let's do 100 meter one more time. That's not how this works. Hand too sweaty. I don't think it's the controller, I think it's just me. Because I can already feel that the left and down are just covered in sweat. So don't go for a walk before the game, because we won't be able to do this. I mean, it wasn't the worst. This was the worst practice we've had in 2 weeks. So I guess it's good it happened today. We'll just practice more tomorrow. It's just one of those things. It's just muscle memory and stuff. Nope, there was a lag there. But we'll see what happens. But I think we're cooked. We just take the shortest path that we can here. This guy's gonna just fight us no matter what we do. And we just have to hope that the green guys don't attack us. Oh man, that was really bad. I just keep moving in the wrong direction. Oh goodness me. Wow, and a loss. Wow, this is gonna go really bad on Sunday, isn't it? Well, if it fails, it fails. I can only spend so much time on it. But you kind of have to get like a weird lag mentality. Like I'm already doing the inputs before it actually happens. That's kind of how dumb this is. Like you can already kind of see us have the inputs up. You can already see that we're putting the input in before we even get in the tile. Because the game is that laggy and you just hope that you get it. It's like Pac-Man rounding. With the rounding error, you get the right rounding error for it to work. In the event that Yonoid actually happens, we do need to actually practice Yonoid as well. And then I should probably stop there. I can only handle so much of this, and it's really just the sweat situation did not make this better. Another lag. So this is going to be a no-win. Maybe I should get a save state right at the very end in the event that we actually need it, because we already know this is going to be a loss, right? It is on a slightly different frame. Okay, well, so at the very end, Ogre, he gets released, and now you have to just go fight the king somehow. Wow, he's just straight. Wow, I've never seen him go out there. There you go, you win. I've never seen him walk his way out like that. And you think, oh, you've now beaten the game. Well, sort of. There's actually 6 different levels. And you can no longer beat the game with King only after the first level, because there are mines on one of these trees. See, there are mines here, and these actually guard the castle entrance, so there's no way to actually do to actually get in. Now these little warriors, they can remove the mines. Otherwise, if your king was to walk into them, anything that walks into them just loses, and that's the game. So there you go. That's Bokozuka Wars. But we lost big time there. That was really bad. And lastly, alright, so Yonoid, everyone's favorite pizza-ruining monster, starred in this game on the NES. And one of the interesting aspects is that this game was entirely rebranded from some, I don't know if it was an anime or something, but there's a completely different theme with the same levels and everything. Oh, we're just gonna wait here. That there's a just like Mike Jones in Star Tropics, you get your magical yo-yo. As your main power. You pick up spells, and I guess you're trying to save New York's pizza franchises? I'm not really sure. Because despite the fact that this game is brought to you by Domino's, you'll notice in the middle of the bosses, which is the pizza eating contest, there's no Domino's advertisement at all. It just says pizza. I don't know if they were like banned. I don't get it. But there are many resets that happen in this game because the RNG of this Pizza Fest is what gets you in the end. I don't know why I did that. I just did one. Doesn't really matter. So the Tabasco sauce, I guess to understand how the pizza eating contest works is he picks a number of pizzas, and I pick a number of pizzas, and whatever the difference is how many that side scores. You fill up your bar and you win, and then you get to go to the next level. If you fail, you actually lose a guy and go back to the start of the level. This game is very rude. The other ways, the pizza eating contest can end in a few different ways. If they run out of cards, which as long as you have the pepper of either kind, it probably should happen, but like, I guess if you get absolutely skunked at how many they eat. If they fill up their bar, you also lose. And for whatever reason, they like to refer to extra lives in this game as using a pinch hitter. We hit the wrong thing there, so we're just going to do this. You do get spells. This is one of them, the Blizzard. Ah! Don't do that. Some enemies in this game require multiple hits. or have to be hitting a vulnerable spot. We'll see that later on the lab technicians and stuff, and snails of all things. Your pizza power-ups. On all these levels that we aren't on a vehicle, you actually have to hit sometimes a hidden power-up with your yo-yo, and that can also, sometimes if there's an enemy right there, it'll retract, and then you'll hit the power-up and then you get hit by the enemy. This is a one-shot game. There's no shields. There is like a star invulnerability. So for whatever reason, they give you a whack-a-mole game. That was a warp. You have to press it to jump into it and press up at a specific spot on several of the levels, and that gets you a free ticket to the next to the end of the level. Warps you to the end of the level. The pizza eating contest only appears at the end of odd-numbered levels. So if that was an even level, had there been a pizza eating contest, you would have actually skipped it. That was bad. Just reset. So all of a sudden we're now skateboarding, I guess, in Central Park. I'm not really sure. There were design decisions made and assumptions about the state of New York in this game. But we are immune anytime that we go down a ramp. And we can also ollie off enemies in this. And thankfully for most of the level, we are able to abuse the invulnerability. We'll see the invulnerability again on a future level, but it comes in the form of like a Mario star, not like this. That was really bad. Man, what is happening today? I'm pretty tired, so. If you ollie off of an enemy in this, you can get them too. At least I got that part down. That's correcting a root issue I had. Alright, let's go. Did it again. You know what? Let's just play that way more safe. Not even gonna worry about it. For a reason, they had to have that big mega jump just to get you. Yeah, we're not terribly far behind, to be honest. The game also has some weird glitches. Sometimes it seems to lose track of the number of X2 and X3s that you have. Well, that's kind of a disaster. That gets us very close to winning. The actual like table pepper, it causes them to lose their turn basically, and they lose that card. So that one, for time reasons, if you had to try to save a run, that is the one to use, because the red pepper takes longer and you have to wait for them to like, because that one they lose 5 of the pizzas that they already got. That one, if you're struggling to like get through the level, you don't have a lot of the power-ups. That one can make it so you just win on exhaustion. Alright, so now all of a sudden we're on skyscrapers, I guess? Very New York. There's a flag. Things are happening. You can get the Pizza Crusher. It's the one time in this game it actually appears. Kinda neat. I don't think I was supposed to do that. I was supposed to jump over him. These are just jumps of faith, basically. You're gonna jump onto the half of an orange. Ooh, game did not like that. Try again. Oh, we despawned! Oh, goodness me. Do I have to flip? Yeah, I do. So what can happen in this game is sometimes the platforms here can despawn. This is the first time we've actually had this one happen, See, it didn't, or it just didn't even spawn at all. That was neat. New power up here, it is the super yo-yo. Make sure you don't have to even kill it, you just walk under them. Did I miss the triple? This is all messed up. I think I missed the triple. There was a triple at the beginning of the stage. Yeah, I messed this all up. Either way, we made it to the end of the level. We're just gonna have to hope that we get a really good pizza contest to avoid needing that triple. So the next stage, we're gonna use this power up to get a power up and take out an enemy. Take out some kind of rat that is inside of a bucket and throws whole beer bottles at you. Maybe they're hot sauce. I'm not really sure. They kind of look like hot sauce. Also, like, if you're supposed to be the good guy, how come everything in New York wishes to kill you? That's it, that's the level. Whenever you get that star power, you also lose... You can't get any of the power-ups on the level. You can't get them anymore. We're gonna be here a while, aren't we? Sure. Yeah, because I didn't get that triple, this is gonna be very hard to beat. Could actually lose. Yes. I don't know how we're winning this. Missing that triple in New York was really bad. There's no way to go back, so... Cannot miss that triple. We probably have to actually go to exhaustion. That's so sad. Yeah, I'm not sure we can get there. Like, okay, like 4 pizzas. We're gonna be able to barely get there. Sadness. Yeah, if we had the triple, we would have won here. And we would have been okay. Instead, this man just continues. I have to somehow net 5 pizzas. I don't really understand how I missed that. Where do my notes say that is, anyways? Hidden on first high platform. Big jump off platform. So once you've seen the 2x, you have to have gotten the 3x. Don't miss City 3x. This is so bad. Whoa, lag. Maybe that's the other issue. Hey, how you doing? You shouldn't need any of that. So that... Oh no. Oh no! The run is over. Oh dear. Is there a triple in this level? This run's just over. Let me handle this. Disaster. Sorry, I wasn't checking out chat. So this is a long story. Long story short is whoever you talk to on the phone is like needs to check the notes because that's wrong. You should just be able to give them my name and both names, and they should be able to do it. And this has been an ongoing issue, so I kind of would like them to just do it the way they were supposed to do it. Oh, cool. So, like, try again with that information. And if that doesn't work, then I will call them. Yeah, I'll catch you on Discord if you need more help with that. These runs today were not promising. But we'll just keep practicing. I'll practice a little more offline and go from there. Those messages be on Discord. Is Junkyard Dave done working on their stuff? Looks like it. So I'm gonna call it there. Thanks for watching. I keep practicing. We got so Sunday is when a lot of these runs are gonna happen. Pac-Mania will be good. At least Pac-Mania will be good. The Noid, we cannot miss. There's so many things that can go wrong in that run that are fine. But we can't miss the triple because there's literally no way to recover if we don't get the triple. Do I actually have? Let me like the most important thing I could possibly ingrain in my head right now is what I missed. I literally walked right by it. I'm like, oh, I probably don't need it. And then the guy never picked. Our opponent never picked the correct small pizzas. They picked too many pizzas. The question is which? That's the wrong one. Should probably remind myself where this triple is here. Make sure I don't miss this one either. It's very important to not miss the triples. It's right there. Okay, the triple's right here at the beginning. It's before that scroll. Okay. So now the question is... Yeah, kill me. Let's start this level over. Okay. Where is this triple so I just don't miss it anymore? Is that it? Or is that a double? I think that's a double. Where is this triple? Unless that was it. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that that's the triple. Because the game can also just lose power-ups. That is possible. No, that's a 2. So where's the 3? Where is the triple? Is it right there after this plumber? Nope, that's another double. Where is the triple? Is it after all this? Oh my goodness. Where is the triple? It's right here. The triple is right after the screw. Got it. Okay, I've updated my notes to not mess it up. Okay, notes updated. Fantastic.